So this video is going to be for that false lash application. And upon arrival at work, the first thing that you want to do is you want to wash your hands. So we're going to go over the setup and start to finish. So we're going to wash our hands, wet our hands, find liquid hand soap, wash the palms to the wrists, back of the hands to the wrists. You're going to wash fingers. You're going to wash between your fingers and your thumbs, backs of your fingers, fingertips and nails. You're going to wash your thumbs. You're going to do all of that for 20 to 30 seconds. You're going to wash your wrists. You're going to rinse thoroughly under the water, and then you're going to identify either a clean towel or a disposable paper towel. You're going to turn off your sink with that, completely dry your hands, and then you're going to find your hand sanitizer, 70% ethyl alcohol, and you're going to sanitize your hands thoroughly. And then you're going to prepare your room and set up before your client even arrives. So let's talk about what you have to do to get your room ready and your setup ready. So you're going to disinfect your workstation, bed and equipment using a disinfectant wipe, and follow the manufacturer's instructions. You're going to dispense products needed for the service. You're going to prepare disposable portion cups for each product with a portion of the product by opening the top of the container and ensuring the tip of the nozzle does not come into contact with the disposable portion cup or tray, or remove the product with a disinfected or clean single-use spatula. Close the lid to the product and set the portion cup or tray on the tray. Place disposable table paper on the disinfected bed. And then you will set up your area. So let's go over your setup. So at the tray area here, I have my, sorry if you can't see that. I have my, in my disposable, goodness gracious, I have, sorry, technical difficulties. I have my eye makeup remover cleanser, there, makeup remover, my antiseptic. I have cotton rounds, so these are disposable single use. I have lashes. I have lash glue. I have tweezers and small scissors, implements. I have single-use disposable applicators for the glue that will be thrown out, and I have disposable single-use mascara wands. I have paper towels. I have a pair of gloves that we're going to be using, and what we're going to do now is greet our client and talk about that conversation that happens before we get started. So we're going to greet our client and escort them to the work area. We're going to assess the client's current style and determine the client's preferences. We'll assess the client's needs, and then we're going to assess the client's skin by performing a skin analysis with our eyes to ensure that there's no inflamed, infected, broken, raised, or swollen skin in the area that's to be worked on, or an open wound or sore in the area to be worked on, infection or infestation, to prevent from safely performing the service. We'll assess the client's consultation form for any medications and products used within the last 72 hours and consult on any known allergies. We're going to consult with the client on any facial surgeries within the last 3 months, and if the client is under a physician's care, we'll assess if the client is prone to cold sores or fever blisters. We'll assess if the client has been using exfoliating or lightening agents within the last 72 hours, like alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy acids or hydroquinone, etc. We'll assess facial injections within the last 3 weeks, like Botox or hyaluronic fillers. And if the client is free from any of those contraindications, we can move forward with the procedure. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get our client comfortable before we wash our hands. So we're bringing the client in to get ready to have the service. We've already draped our bed, and now we're going to get her headband on. So we want to keep the hair out of the face while we're working on the lashes. So we're going to get her hair back, cover up her ears and everything, and then we're going to put her drape on. Get her comfortable. You can put a towel behind the neck if that feels good to her. Make sure she feels good. And once she is ready to go, which she is, you're gonna wash your hands. So we're gonna go back through that hand wash process. There, I don't want you to have a glare. Where we wet our hands, and we are going to get that dime size liquid soap, washing the palms, the back of the palms, all that down to the wrists. We're gonna wash our fingers, and we're gonna wash the backs of our fingers and between our fingers. Between the fingers and the thumb, we're gonna wash our thumbs. All of this 20 or 30 seconds under the water minimum. We're gonna wash our wrists, and then we're gonna do that proper rinse under the water, get everything rinsed off, identify and find a disposable paper towel or clean towel. You're gonna turn your water off with that hand. Dry everything off, discard your disposables, and then we're gonna hand sanitize. And when we hand sanitize, it's always at 70% ethyl alcohol. Now we are going to make sure our hands are dry, because for this service we do wear gloves. So we are going to put on our disposable gloves. And then we are going to find our cotton round and our makeup remover, and we're going to remove her eye makeup remover. You can repeat this as well if you need to, if it doesn't come off the way you want it to. That goes into the trash. And then you're gonna find your disposable mascara wand, and what you would wanna do is brush through the client's eyelashes to make sure there's no residue, no makeup. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna discard of this disposable mascara wand, because I feel like she's a little wet. I'm gonna just take that's in the trash, a dry cotton round, just for my mannequin. I feel like my mannequin's a little wet, and I don't want to put lashes on wet, but you wouldn't normally need to do this. Okay, toss. And then we're gonna measure. That's really important with that strip lashes, that you have to measure your client's eye to the lashes. Now there are actually a right and a left in here. You wanna find the shortest part of the lash, and that would go in towards the nose. So only one lash will work on one eye. So keep that in mind. So when you're measuring, figure that out. When you take it out, find the short side and know that goes into the nose, and you'll know if it's the right side or the left side. So I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna use my fingers and measure up with her eye size or lash line. And then for video's sake, it's actually almost perfect, so I don't really need to trim. So I'm gonna show you how to trim. So let's pretend it was a little long. So I have some here down at the end that's too long, and you always wanna cut the outer off, not the inner. So I would hold it up, you can see that, with my fingers, and let the extra long part stay on top of my fingers. And then I would grab my scissors and then trim it above my fingers. So the short part's down there, the long outer corner part's there, and that's where we're doing the trimming. Not on the inside, we're trimming on the outside. And then we're gonna apply the glue. So you're gonna hold onto the lash with your fingers, and you're gonna get a disposable applicator to apply the glue. And you do not need much of this. So just an even layer on that root of the false lash. You don't want it too thick and clunky, and you don't want it too thin. So you just have to play with it and practice till you feel like you get what you know you want. And you'll, of course, put the glue all the way from corner to corner of the strip lash. And then you're going to throw this away. Grab your tweezers, because you're going to hold the lash with your tweezers to actually apply it. And I would say a center point is a good place to do it. And then line it up with that root, close to the root of the lash on their body as you can. And then press on that inside corner first. And then you can press out as you go along towards the outside of the eye. Okay, and it looks gorgeous. So start the press on the in towards the nose and the short side, and then work your way out. And then you're going to let it dry for about 4 to 5 seconds before you move on to the second eye, which at the second eye, of course, you're going to measure. So let's get that other strip out. And I'm going to measure. I'm just holding with my fingers, giving it a check on what where I think it's too long. Remember, the outer side is where you're going to trim, and just to pretend, we're going to hold some on top on that outer edge, and then we would grab our scissors, and then same concept is that you would come in here with your scissors and snip above your fingers, not below. Remember, we never cut the short side. So we know a good size. Now we've got everything perfect to fit your client's eye. You can come over and get your another disposable applicator, your glue, and then you're going to apply your lash glue from corner to corner at the root of the false lash strip. Not too thick, not too thin. Toss. And then find those tweezers again, because that's what you're going to apply it with. And you're just going to hold the lash with the tweezers. So you're just holding it. And then you're going to come in to your client, and you are going to lay it as close to the root of the lash as you can find. And then you're going to press the inner corner in first, and then work your way. Sometimes it sticks to your glove. So we're going to redo it. And we're going to press that inner corner with a different finger so it won't stick, and to the outer corner. Working our press out. So pretty. I'm just going to take some of this glue off. A little extra right there. Throw that away. And so she is, once again, you want to wait about, sorry for the glare, 4 to 5 seconds for that glue to dry, and then you can have your conversation that we're getting ready to have right now about maintenance and follow-up. So with your client who just had her gorgeous lashes put on, you want to talk about follow-up and then maintenance and aftercare. With this, it's pretty much when you wash your face, they're going to come off, so you're going to tell her about how to remove them, because these are individual strip lashes. Maybe they could take it off and save it and reuse it if they wanted to, but it's not designed to stay on a long time. You will discard single-use items like your mascara wands and your applicators for the glue, etc. She's gone home now, so you're going to find your implements that you used, and you're going to place them in a closed container to be disinfected. You will take the drape, the headband, the towel, everything like that, and place it in a closed container until laundry time. And then you have to clean up your work area. So you will identify a proper cleaning agent, read the manufacturer's directions, follow the manufacturer's directions for mixing and usage. You will wipe down your workstation and area with cleaning solution to remove debris. You'll identify disinfectant that is bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, EPA approved for use in a salon setting. You will follow manufacturer's directions for mixing and or using appropriate aerosol disinfectant. You will disinfect electrical equipment stored in clean areas separate from other implements. And then you will remove your gloves because you've done all of that. And you're going to wash your hands to finish your last step. So you're gonna wet your hands under the water, and then you're gonna identify and find that liquid hand soap. You are going to wash your palms together down to the wrist, backs of your hands together down to the wrist, between the fingers, tips and the fingers. You're gonna wash the back of the fingers. You're gonna wash your nails and fingertips. You're gonna wash the thumbs. You're gonna wash your wrists. And when everything has been 20 to 30 seconds, good, thorough, proper wash, you rinse everything off. And then you're gonna get that disposable towel or paper towel or clean towel, turn it off. With that, dry your hands thoroughly, and then grab your hand sanitizer to finish up. And you will do all of that sanitizing process. And once your hands are good and dry, you're good to get your next client or go on home or to your next service or whatever you got. And that concludes the video of how to apply a artificial strip lash.